Welcome to the website for the Foundation for Nutritional Wisdom. We're making a video today to announce our first annual conference titled Bringing the Paleo, Primal, and Weston Price Communities Together. Our conference will be held at the Southbridge Hotel and Conference Center in Southbridge, Massachusetts, a beautiful part of the world and a beautiful conference center, on November 21st and 22nd, the morning of the 22nd, Saturday the 21st of this year. I'm like to tell you what we're trying to accomplish. The title really says it, bringing together the communities that have so much in common, nutritionally, spiritually perhaps, in a gathering where we can share our ideas and learn from each other. Our governing principle, we're going to have a kind of a town meeting on Sunday morning after the speakers have their say, and we have great food for lunch and dinner on Saturday. And at the town meeting, we will have, everyone will have a vote, everyone who attends the conference. And the idea will be to settle on our governing principles and elect a board for 1 year, and the board will then select the officers. And each year at the conference, we plan to do that. Everyone at the conference will have one vote to decide on where we're going to go for the next year as far as the governance of the organization. We think it's a very democratic idea, and we think we can make it work. Now, the speakers, really the heart of a conference. On Saturday morning, we're going to lead off with Nora Gedgaudos, the author of Primal Body, Primal Mind, a marvelous, innovative book that integrates many ideas from the Paleo, Primal, Weston Price communities. She'll be speaking for an hour starting at 9 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, we'll have Joan Grinzy, the executive director of the Price Pottinger Foundation. And Joan is going to speak for about a half hour on what Dr. Price really said, what Weston Price really wrote, what he left behind. Price Pottinger Nutrition Foundation keeps the archives of Dr. Price's and Pottinger's writings. And she'll be talking a little bit about what Price said about cod liver oil, butter oil, and a number of other things of great interest. We'll have a little break after Joan. And Michael Schachter, MD, will be speaking then about his 40 years of treating cancer and other chronic diseases with nutraceuticals and the Weston Price dietary principles. I've known Dr. Schachter all of that time, and he has done marvelous work, a student of modern science and the best of natural medicines to use in treating chronic disease, as well as a student of Weston Price. That will take us into a great lunch where the grass-fed meats will be supplied by U.S. Wellness Meats. And at dinner, we'll have, again, U.S. Wellness Meats together with seafood from Vital Choice Seafoods, Randy Hartnell of Seattle, Washington. And Randy will be speaking after lunch about the role of seafood in Paleo, Primal, and Weston Price diets. After Randy, we have David Gumpert, the author of the Raw Milk Revolution and the Raw Milk Answer Book. And David will be speaking about the possible role of raw milk in various Paleo, Primal, and Weston Price diets. He's kind of the go-to man about raw milk and dairy products, and we're very happy to have him as a speaker. After David Gumpert, I will speak for about 30 minutes on my diet. I recently retired after 34 years in practice as a naturopathic physician, and I'll do my best to describe the dietary principles that I used in working with thousands of patients and enabling a great majority of those people to make recoveries from often serious chronic medical problems. I'll be followed by Dr. Kayla Daniel, who will be talking partly about her special report that was recently published about the problems that we suspected and then discovered in what's been called fermented cod liver oil, but we have come to call rancid pollock liver oil. And you'll learn why. Dr. Kayla is a great speaker with a really incredible story about what led up to this and some of the sequelae, things we've heard from people before and since then about problems they've had. Promises to be a fascinating lecture. And then we'll close the afternoon with a panel. All the speakers will come up and answer your questions about how we see the integration of the Paleo, Primal, Price communities, how the day went, try our best to answer the questions as they come up. That should run for 30 or 40 minutes, and that'll take us into an hour to hour and a half break before dinner. The banquet starts at 7. I mentioned we have great wild seafood from Alaska and grass-fed meat from the U.S. Wellness Meats. And after dinner, we will have David Gumpert and Kayla Daniel. The three of us and Kathy Raymond were the steering committee to put together the conference. And Kayla and David will kind of tell the story of what led us to decide to create the foundation and have the conference, and how we managed to bring it together in just 2 weeks, really, and to make this video and make the announcement. The iPhone and email enable communication and cooperation from people all over the country, and frankly, that's how we see the democratic governance of the foundation going, with input from the members and board in constant communication about making decisions, and a truly democratic governance of the foundation. After they talk, I have about 30 to 40 minutes to talk about how I went from robust good health in 2006 to hospitalization and near death with advanced heart disease. And more importantly, how I recovered and why the last 3 years since 2012 have been the best years of my life. That won't be easy to explain, but I'll do my best. Thanks for listening. We hope you're interesting too. And please, if you have any questions, contact any of us. We'd be happy to share with you what our vision is, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and welcome you to the conference when you come. Okay, we have one little introduction at the end here. This is Weston, and this is Francis. They're brothers, and they'll be 9 weeks old Sunday. We got them at 5 weeks, so right after they were weaned. And they are raw liver babies, and they're having a great time. They're healthy and hearty, and we thought you might get a kick out of them. Named after Drs. Price and Pottinger. Again, thanks for listening, and I hope we'll see you at the conference.